Legge and Matt DeBary here with Dawg Post wrap-up of the recruiting report.
Recruiting report.
Yeah. We're 9 games into this, Matt. I'm a little exhausted. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so I saw Justin Fields. Tell me who else was here.
Justin Fields was here. I want to start off talking about Cade Mays, 5-star offensive tackle.
Let's talk
No, we're good. He's currently committed to Tennessee. I think he might back off that pledge sooner than later. I think this is going to turn into a Clemson-Georgia battle. I think Clemson might be the team to beat right now. He's the #1 tackle prospect in the country, but he was getting a lot of love out here from Sam Pittman, Jamari Sawyer, Trey Hill, all those guys. So the offensive line group that was here today looked to be very close, and I think I've said this on every recruiting report. Jamari Sawyer was here. I feel like he's been here at every home game so far. Trey Hill was here again. 2 to 3 spots on the offensive line.
I was going to ask.
Yeah.
So do you take all 3? Because I think they're all top 100 players.
Yeah, if Cade Mays wants to commit, Georgia's going to take him.
Why don't you give the broad overview of where we're at? Because we were only about 6 weeks from signing day.
Yeah, they got 2 offensive linemen committed, Warren Erickson, Owen Condone. They're going to get, I think the original plan was to take 2 more, but if Cade Mays wants to commit, yeah, I mean, Georgia would be crazy to say no. So if Cade Mays wants to jump on board, that would be 5. The linebackers, targets remaining, they were both here today. Channing Tindall, 4-star inside linebacker, is going to decide between Georgia and South Carolina. He's from the Columbia area. I think South Carolina is supposed to be the team out in front, but this had to be a little impressive for him.
I think Georgia's probably out in front from what I understand, but I don't think I'm wrong.
Yeah, he keeps it pretty quiet, so he could go either way. I know South Carolina was the leader for a while, but that was big to get him on campus. And then Otis Reese, 4-star linebacker out of Lee County, was here again today.
Yeah, I was going to say, how many times has he got to come here before people start sort of reading what's going on? Not been in Michigan since when?
Probably the spring. I think it's the last time he went to Michigan, but I feel like he's almost at every home game here too. Was very comfortable with the coaching staff. Chris Smith, who's committed to Georgia, his dad was over talking to Otis Reese, talking a little Georgia. So a lot of big targets on campus, and of course Justin Fields was here
with like a modified cast. It's like these fingers appeared, or maybe these fingers. It looked like it was his middle fingers. I'm trying to not to be too vulgar here, but it looked like these guys here were taped, or not taped, but
I didn't see his fingers. I saw his huge gold watch he had on, so that was kind of distracting.
Are you a watch guy?
Yeah, I'm a watch guy. This isn't nice. This is not nearly what nice as what Justin Fields was sporting out here, so it caught my eye real quick. So. Yeah, it was a good overall turnout. A lot of 2019 guys were not here. They were over at Alabama and LSU. Jaden Hazelwood, Owen Popo, a few of those guys. But overall, it was another talented group. Rylan Godey, 2019 tight end target, was here. J.D. Bertrand, linebacker commit, was here. Clay Webb, 5-star offensive lineman in the 2019 class. I don't think Georgia's going to get him, but he was on campus today, and he does like the Georgia staff. But I think that's an Auburn-Alabama battle, too.
Samir Wyatt went for, I think, not quite 300 or 400 yards, whatever it was last night.
22 carries, 310 yards, and a 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. 5 total touchdowns on the day. You've seen him in person. I haven't, but
I think
the kid's special.
Need to figure out how to get up there. It's a secluded part of North Carolina. It's up near Coker, where I went to school, so it's not easily gotten to by the normal human being.
He will play early next year.
Yeah,
early next year.
And you know, I mean, I'm about to get into Leggie's thoughts here in a second or two, but you know, South Carolina kind of held their own, did what they needed to do, but Georgia just, I mean, to me, Matt, they had 242 yards rushing. It was like they didn't really play that great on the ground.
Right.
They had 242 yards.
They busted a few there. They wore South Carolina down, and they did try to stack the box a little bit, make Jake Fromm throw the ball. And he did. I thought he threw the ball pretty well. But what caught my eye was the big 3rd down conversions. I think there was a 3rd and 7. They gave it to Sony in a critical part of the game, and he ran off for 16 yards. Sony looked great, and
Sony was kind of very blah after the game. I'm
really
here to tell you. Yeah, he was like, no, we're not going to celebrate. He was like, you know, we're #1. We're not just sitting that great. I mean, he's right. They played fine.
I think he had close to 90 yards. I think he had 80-something yards. Nick went over 100.
He told me he didn't play that much. He had 16 carries.
And a couple catches, I think.
Yeah, and he had that long run. The long was only 13, a touchdown.
Yeah.
And Nick had 20 for 109, which is kind of what Nick does.
Yeah, I still thought they played pretty well.
Georgia?
Yeah, better than the score really indicated.
Well, you can't fumble on the field.
Right. Yeah, they were rolling that first drive, too. That was going to be an easy touchdown. They fumbled. They come right back, score a touchdown on the next drive. South Carolina converted a lot of 3rd downs.
They sure did.
And kept Georgia's offense off the field, or it could have been worse. But they came up big. Jay Bentley, I thought, played really well. Really well.
All right, so we are 6-ish weeks.
Yeah, one more home game. I'm expecting a lot of recruits at the next one too, for sure. So
you know, and we're zoning into a very important time here because you and I have done this for a while. I've done this for 17 years. I don't totally know what to expect.
I think a lot of these guys are going to sign around December 20th. I think most of Georgia's class will be signed. I think Kirby wants to get these guys signed as early as possible, and I think a lot of them will. And by that time, you're going to have Jamari Sawyer, who's going to be committed.
Yeah, he's on the 10th or 15th?
15th, I think. So most of their class, except maybe 5 guys, might be signed on December 20th.
We can't, I mean, if we're being completely honest here, we can't know what this will be. I don't think Kirby and them know totally.
It's going to be new for all of us, especially the coaches and the guys like us covering it. So I don't know if it's going to be crazy dramatic or super chill. I mean, I don't know. So it'll be interesting.
24-10, Georgia beats South Carolina. A fair amount of high-level prospects in town today. If you liked offensive linemen, this was the day.
This was the day. A lot of good offensive linemen here. The offensive line of Georgia's future were probably on the sidelines today before the game.
All right, Matt and Dean wrapping it up. We'll see y'all in Auburn.